Chapter 4. Temptation. The Fellowship steps into the glowing whirlpool and is immediately pulled into a chaotic energy tunnel. The world dissolves around them, replaced by an overwhelming void of rushing light. Pressure grips their bodies like an unrelenting vice, not painful but suffocatingly close. They open their mouths to scream, to breathe, to speak, but no sound comes and no air is needed. The tunnel stretches endlessly, a dizzying storm of power beyond comprehension. Then without warning they are there. No impact, no transition. One moment lost in the void, the next standing solidly on cold stone. They are in a vast chamber, its towering walls draped in blood-red silk. Everything around them is carved from stone so intricate it looks alive. The air thrums with an unnatural stillness, heavy and oppressive, yet undeniably regal. The Fellowship stands in tense silence, shaken but steadfast, aware they've entered a place of immense power and potentially greater peril. As the Fellowship regains their composure in the grand chamber, Moira glances at Dutch and notices every hair on his sleek feline form bristling with tension.
Well, if your fur stood up any higher, you'd be a dead ringer for a hedgehog. Wit's got your tail in a knot, eh?
Dutch, his magical core surging with chaotic energy, feels deeply unbalanced. His eyes dart nervously, searching for an unseen threat, and his ears pin back in agitation. Uncharacteristically, however, he is too flustered to respond. Tyrone glances around uneasily, his runes glowing faintly orange. Gripping his mighty hammer with white-knuckled intensity, he stands ready for whatever may come.
Yeah, I feel something too. First that portal, and now something off with the air here, like it's electrified, or watching us.
Hearing his companion's unease, Frank draws Cricket, his trusted blade, to check for the presence of demon spawn. The short sword appears ordinary to him and Dutch, the only two capable of seeing its green fiery glow if enemies had been near. Both visibly relax, and their calm helps ease the tension in Moira and Tyrone as well.
Stay focused. This place feels like it was built to get inside your head.
They press onward, following the red silk carpet that leads toward a raised dais deep into the vast chamber. Whatever rests upon the dais remains obscured, not by any barrier, but as though their eyes simply cannot perceive it. Along the way, they pass several massive stone pedestals, each holding a peculiar magical artifact. A potent force radiates from the artifacts, beckoning each member of the Fellowship with an almost irresistible allure. Only sweet Moira remains untouched by their pull, steadfast against the temptation. Dutch's eyes narrow as they fix on an intricate golden life-sized figure of a soldier. Tyrone moves toward a majestic dark stone orb, hovering gently above its base as if untouched by any force. Frank, unable to tear his gaze away, is captivated by a shimmering crystalline flower, its glistening petals seeming to whisper answers to life's greatest mysteries.
Didn't even think about it, lads. This is a trap if I've ever seen one.
At Moira's shout, Tyrone freezes, and Dutch shuts his bright green eyes, both struggling to resist the foreign urges pulling at them. Meanwhile, Frank, as if entranced, begins to move toward the flower in a daze.
Frank, you daft idiot, dinna take another step, love. That flower's nae but a trick to snare ye. Listen to me afore it's too late.
As Moira's desperate cry echoed through the chamber, Frank's eyes blinked rapidly, the shimmering glow of the crystalline flower fading from his gaze. His shoulders stiffen as he seems to shake off the enchantment. Turning away from the otherworldly bloom, he stumbled back, his steps unsteady but resolute, until he stood before her. Moira clasps his hands tightly, her eyes a mixture of fear and relief. They share a few private words and a gentle, chaste kiss before Frank turns back to rejoin the rest of the group.
Yeah, they're trying to mess with us. We stick to the mission, no distractions, keep your eyes ahead. Whatever's on that dais is the real reason we're here.
As the Fellowship resumes their approach to the dais, two familiar figures step down from it, suddenly becoming visible. Tommy Frank, a fit and disciplined retired soldier and Mel Everhart's lover, regards them with a teasing smirk. Beside him stands Gil Finley, a short yet imposing awakened one, his piercing gaze seeming to delve into their very souls. The fellowship braces themselves, fully aware that the stakes have just risen, and that things are about to get far more complicated.